West Coast party. We gon' party like the West Coast.
Hello everybody, we are going to Stonehenge today. I'm running pretty late, so I'm making breakfast really fast, and then my bag is packed, and we're gonna have to hurry up and go. It's like almost 5 a.m. Okay, sorry I did not record the hour-and-a-half bus ride, but I was sleeping because I had to get up very early. But here we are, we just arrived in Stonehenge. We are walking up to the visitor center right now, where we're just gonna hang around for about 20 minutes before our tour starts. I think it was about 7:30, 7:40 right now. Alright, so my amazing tour guide told us that these huts were actually replicas of what the village looked like of the people that built Stonehenge. And then walking over to these stones, these are the same exact types of stones, but not the ones that are from inside of Stonehenge. But I think this one was called like a blue stone, something like that. And I decided to touch it because they're not allowed to touch the actual ones in the Stonehenge. And this again is not one of the exact stones from Stonehenge, but it's the same type of stone. And they carved it the same way that the people who made Stonehenge carved it. You can see that little knob on the end. Alright, and now I'm going to walk over to this little information setup over here. So this just talks a little bit about how Stonehenge was built, what the purpose is, even though nobody knows what the purpose actually is of Stonehenge. Alright, and now we're on our short little bus ride, probably about 5 minutes up the road. It's about a mile up to go to Stonehenge, and this bus was also provided by the tour. And so since we got there before anything was even open, I think we had like 1 to 2 hours where there wasn't going to be any other visitors. So here we are kind of walking up. You can see that the stones kind of look far away when you're walking up, but they definitely are very large as you get closer. And there were a ton of these birds, and it was so windy that there are about 70 of these mounds around Stonehenge, and I found out that they're actual burial sites. Alright, I'm gonna let you enjoy some peaceful music while we give you a little tour around Stonehenge. Alright, I'm back, and now you are seeing some of the different lichens that actually grow on these rocks. My tour guide told me that they were like 70 or 78, somewhere around there, different lichens that grow on these rocks, and that's why they don't allow visitors to touch them. I had to record these sheep because they were so cute. I really wanted to go up to one and try and pet one, but I didn't want to get in trouble. And I thought it was crazy that they just go on for miles and miles and miles. Heading over to the front of Stonehenge, there is this giant stone called the Slaughter Stone, and I think it was because of all the iron. Whenever it rains, it looks like...
Somebody joked that like they were dragging it for 20 miles and they just gave up. They just couldn't make it the last few feet.
But this one is weird. You can see here as well. Can you imagine, guys? Now the Heathstone had a sister. She once stood here.
So this is the porthole into Stonehenge. 2 huge stones, and you can see the entrance here.
This used to be an actual paved road, but they had to remove it because too many people were stopping on the side of the road to run up to the rocks. Hello everybody, so I just finished seeing Stonehenge right up front of it, and I have to say it was a great experience. If you're coming to visit London, or England at all, and you want to visit Stonehenge, I definitely recommend looking into Evan Evans Tours. That's who I booked it with, and it definitely makes a great experience of being able to see it up close and far away, because we did get to see that like the ropes where you would see it is pretty far away. And being able to feel like that history and being right there with it is really important. I think that if you're making the trip out here, you may as well pay a little bit more to go right up in there, and you have a great experience with the tour guide. So yeah. The next part of my tour was heading over to Windsor Castle, where I did get to go inside. Unfortunately, there was no filming or photography allowed inside, so all of the footage is just going to be of outside of the castle, but there's still a lot to enjoy. There was this random car pulling out, and I have no idea if there was someone famous in there because they rolled up the window right away when they drove past me. I thought that this was a great experience and totally worth paying a little bit more for this tour deal, because the inside of the castle is truly something that cannot be explained. I mean, the amount of gold and just beautiful, beautiful artwork inside. There's nothing in the world that compares to the beauty of this castle. If you're ever in Windsor, in England, anywhere, even in Europe, you should definitely have this on your bucket list, because you could spend hours in here. I only had about 2 hours with my tour, and I wish I had more time to keep looking around. I will let you enjoy the rest of this video without me talking, since I wasn't able to get any footage inside of the castle, but I will share a couple of my favorite photos at the end of this video, so make sure that you check those out, and check out a lot more photos on my Instagram at low.abroadinlondon. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.
West Coast party. We gon' party like the West Coast.